All the way from Migori, Korea, the video CS for Kehancha Police Station. Thank you very much. I think we just take a short break. There is a lot that we need to digest. I see your comments as well. One key point that not just me has noted is that no one is untouchable. And I think that's quite important coming from someone who is enforcing that on a daily basis. We'll be back in a few moments, and we'll just get back. Also comparing notes from a police perspective, where there is often conflict, to also a campaigner's perspective. How do they work together without really blaming each other? We'll be back. This is the Frontline Ending FGM. Keep tuned. All right, welcome back to the Frontline Ending FGM Live. Remember, this is live on Facebook, on YouTube, now on Instagram, as well as on X, formerly Twitter. Today we have Inspector Wekesa, as well as Domtila Chesang and Vincent Muita, all really wonderful people. HSC, which means Head of State Commendation. So we have really honorable people on this call today. Now, I'll just bring them back to this screen, and as we do that, I request you to keep the comments coming, and we'll definitely fire them on the screen as you can see. My name is Jeremiah Kipainoi from the Global Media Campaign, backing the Frontline Ending FGM across 15 African countries. Now, I bring our guests to screen, and we just go straight to you, Domtila. We've had the police perspective, the struggles, as well as what they'd like us to do together to make this campaign successful as a team. But I also like to know, what impact does it have having a police officer backing your work, you being in the field, especially in West Pokot, where there are armed people. How does that make your life or work easier? If you could just quickly talk about that. Sorry, you're on mute, Domtila. Sorry. You're still on mute, Domtila?
Okay, you can hear me.
All right, now we can hear you. Okay.
Okay, I think Jeremiah, you muted me.
I did.
So I wasn't aware. Thank you so much. Yeah, very true. And the police do not only play a role of protecting the rights of these girls who are at risk of FGM, but also those of the people working to protect those rights.
Yeah.
That is now like the activists. And so that's why I always say police do a lot of work. And I will never be a champion of blame games. Although it is always important that everybody does their job diligently, because we are all serving the best interest of the children and the community at large. So as a campaigner working in the community, we traverse different terrain and environment. Some of them, like for my community, some of the places where FGM happens are also bandit zones. So many times I require police security and the escort whenever I want to go to the villages. Not because I don't trust my community, but in every community there'll always be one or two people who will be against what you are trying to do. As much as campaigners, we really try to design our programs in a way that they're community friendly, but you cannot also put your life at risk, because you come first. You have to make sure that you are safe before anything else. So I think I'm one of the campaigner who has really build a very good rapport with the police and the administration, because I work in also a very sensitive community, which has also been reported to be bandits. Not all the community where I come from are bandits. They're bandits and they're not, I cannot identify with them. But that has also enabled me to continue engaging the police, so that whenever I go out for my mission to educate the community or to rescue a girl, I always have their backup. And not only that, but also the fact that even as campaigners, we are civilians, we are not police officers. So that tells you that even your role ends at some point or at some level. So, and this is where the police come in handy, because now they will need to do further investigation. So ours is only to sort of do more about the prevention, doing a lot of proactive campaigning. But when it comes to now engaging or employing the skills of investigation, this is where the police also play a critical role, because they have to use the intelligence, they have to use the government machinery and stuff like that to be able to identify and to bring out the incidences, so that they are able now to be taken to court for prosecution. So without the police, the campaign to end FGM, the police and other duty bearers, I must say, the campaign to end FGM will never be successful, because they are also the one who will go to court. They are the ones who will write and prepare the files and everything for these people who have been accused. So there's no way you can work in isolation. You cannot work without the police. You cannot work without the chiefs, because you are just an individual. You can even be an organization, but your powers and your support ends at some point. So I can tell you for sure that I think West Pokot has reported the highest cases of the prosecution, and this has been because of that good rapport and good working relationship with the other stakeholders, of course, including the police. That way, we have been able to get perpetrators to book and follow up on cases, and just working to make sure that they are also, just like Inspector was putting it, we've also been trained by other stakeholders on what information is enough to support the police with their investigation. So even on our end, we also play our role to make sure that we are not also making their job difficult, but engaging the community and talking about witness protection, talking about the importance of being truthful, of revealing information, so that we can all benefit as a community. Thank you.
Fantastic. Now, Vincent, you've worked with the police, and you mentioned you also worked in the cross-border region between Kenya and Tanzania, also working with police from both countries. Does it make a difference from what you've seen in your work? Has it really made, a difference in Kuria? And you're on mute, sorry. Please unmute.
Thank you so much, Jeremiah. And I must say that as we all know that the way Inspector Wekesa put it, and I must suggest that Inspector has been one of the instrumental duty bearers and police who has been very, very close in terms of working with frontliners. And we consult with her a lot, and we plan a lot of things. And I remember even the cross-border that we are talking about, the task force, sometimes go to an extra mile to ensure that we just bring these police from Tanzania and the police from Kenya and other stakeholders to just discuss on cross-border FGM. And we know that cross-border FGM is also one of the trends that are emerging because we've talked about Kuria now. We are moving from parading girls, the community moving from parading girls and even dancing. And even before, I must say that before even Wekesa came and after he had come sometimes, there used to be a lot of dancing, even the procession that encompasses girls who have been cut were even dancing before the police station. And like Wekesa put it, there's nothing much that police could do engaging into back and forth and maybe causing shooting and all that might cause a lot of things. And sometimes they could retreat and say that, okay, we have to identify some of the perpetrators and even identify the girls who have been cut, then the law will take its course. So cross-border has been one of the platforms that bring a lot of difference. And I remember that there used to be a lot of cross-border cases and a lot of blame games from the police of Kenya and the police of Tanzania, because we have regional and cross-border laws, and even when it comes to movement within the borders, it's restricted, and it is also it needs some laws and even in the procedures for a policeman to cross going to Kenya to Tanzania from Kenya, and a policeman from Kenya moving from Tanzania moving to Kenya. But I think when we constituted the countering cross-border FGM task force, it has brought a lot of change in by there had been reduced cases. There are a number of cases that are being now reported have reduced significantly. And even looking to the difficulties that we used to see, because police could tell you, even when a girl has been eloped through any border, a police could, even if us as Frontline Ending FGM, we give information to the police, they could even follow up to the border. But now they cannot cross the border going and following this girl or the perpetrators ahead. Due to this task force and also the interministerial that our government Kenya has put in place, now there is that communication that has been flowing through Kenya and Tanzania, both the police in Kenya and Tanzania, the county commissioner's office, and also the regional commander from Tanzania. And I think for the first time, when we were doing our last quarterly countering cross-border FGM task force, I must attest that the number reduced, the cases that were being reported across the border reduced, and even the communication on when a girl has been eloped, not only even FGM, but we have cases of child marriage, we have cases, even cases that Agatha talked about, the cross-border cases whereby you get that there is maybe robbery or something else, or any other case that entails a policeman to deal with. You get that now there is communication very fast between the police, and not only the police, we have also frontliners that we partnered with from Tanzania across the border, who are able to help us in terms of when a girl has been eloped for child marriage, when a girl has been eloped for her to be taken FGM, we are able to rescue. And I remember in 2021, this is the recent case that I did with the help of the police, whereby a girl was trafficked to Tanzania, a girl, and was taken from Form 1 from Gokearaka. And we ensure that we work with Keanja Police Station in ensuring that we follow this girl with up to Tanzania through the partners and the police in Tanzania. And this girl was back to school from a child marriage. And many cases that have been put in place. And even when we get a girl that who have been eloped from Tanzania coming to Kenya through the front line and even other duty bearers, we are able now to report these cases to children's officer relay it to the police, and the police are able to even relocate their homes in Tanzania and where they have come from, and their details that help them in terms of even repatriating this girl to Tanzania. So I must say that in a significant way, Jeremiah and all those people who are tuned in, cross-border task force and working with the police from Kenya and Tanzania has really, really improved so much. And I think it is a work in progress, though there are challenges that have been identified at the cross-border region, but we work forward every day with police to ensure that we are able to solve them moving forward. I know that transfer of the police has been an issue, because we get that sometimes even in Tanzania, maybe the police bosses or maybe the police who are really champion we used to work in, some of them have been transferred from maybe moving away from the cross-border to other region. But again, we are looking forward to ensure that we incorporate, and this is why we are calling upon even the county government, the government of Kenya, to keep on even training the police nationwide to ensure that they know issues to do with FGM, because you get that a police have been transferred and this police doesn't clearly know anything to do with FGM. So you remember that even as we engage them as frontline organizations, even in this training, we have to start from zero. Unlike the people have already known and know even avenues on how best we can move forward. And lastly, I must say that also there is still challenges of especially when it comes to information sharing. But again, I think it's something on the working process. Information has been really a challenge, but again, it's improving, because also even in terms of reporting, we got that there are also a Frontline Ending FGM in Kenya, especially in Kuria here across the border and the other side, but they need to be more capacity building on how best can we report cases, because like Domtila said, frontline campaigners like us and the rest we are working with, and also the policemen are human beings. The moment our names are in public domain that we are following up cases, we've reported this, sometimes our lives become in danger. And I remember even in 1 year ago, the last in 2023, even at some point I was threatened that I'm one of the frontliners who are giving out information about FGM, who are at the forefront of FGM. And I was warned with a senior person, a senior community gatekeeper, that I should not be on this, and have been marked. But because of the relationship with the police, because of the relationship with these duty bearers, I think those are some of the things we ironed out, and we ensure that at the end of the day, also our life matters and the lives of the police. And even Wekesa also forgot to mention that even there's a tip-off we did, or an information Frontline gave in one of the villages in Kuria. And even a police officer was not only in West Pokot that we saw that information, but a police officer in Kuria an arrow was thrown to him, and he got some little injury when he went to enforce law and help in terms of one of the frontliners was his house was torched, his house was destroyed, the house was destroyed, and the police had to take action because they marked this person that was the one of the frontliners who were giving information to the police. So also in terms of the information, we really need to ensure that training on how best and safety we can report cases, and even the policemen how best they can also be handling this situation, and more capacity building. I think that information and also education is something that is progress, and even frequent can really help us in the line of fighting FGM in Kenya. Thank you.
Wow, that was a lot, Vincent, I have to say. Thank you very much for all the passion, of course, also all the work that you've done in the campaign to end FGM. Now, as we wrap this one up, I would like to probably bring this to Inspector Wekesa and ask, can the police work without campaigners? Is it possible that their work is effective without people on the front line working daily to end FGM? Dr. Wekesa. Inspector Wekesa.
That doctor will come.
That doctor will come.
You're really pushing me to go back to class. Thank you. Now, there is one thing that should come out really clearly, that ending FGM is a government agenda. That is the work of the government. And we appreciate the fact that you people, frontline campaigners, come out and help implement the government agenda. Sometimes you see, as a police officer, the way Domtila said that officers come and say they will go without facilitation. I will say that I learned about this thing called facilitation here in Migori. I have worked in Kilifi for 8 years. I used to have more than 5 cases of SGBV. Let me say defilement in a week, 2 or 3. On Monday, I could take 3 cases or 4 cases in court. I never saw this thing we call facilitation until here. So facilitation is something that with or without a government official must work. And I'll say that it's not that the police officer cannot work without frontline campaigners. And it's not that the police officers can work without them. We need each other at the end of the day. Like like police officers do prosecution. We arrest and prosecute. Do we all know that prosecution is not the best thing? It is not the best solution. I have a family at a place called Masaba where we arrested both the mother and the father in 2021. In 2022, during FGM, the parents were already sentenced, each to 3 years imprisonment. And now the children, including the boy in that family, the survivors, they were supposed to be placed at a rescue center because there's nobody at home to take care of them. You see, in the Children's Act, under the children who are in need of care and protection, a child whose parents have been imprisoned is a child in need of care and protection. Then we go back to this. This child, why has his parents been imprisoned? The parents have been imprisoned because of exposing another child to harmful cultural practices, which makes this other child a child in need of care and protection. Yes, we are having these two parents prosecuted. How are we helping the children?
Yep.
How are we helping the affected people? And that's why I say we need campaigners. In fact, you should bring more. In Korea, we have so many. In Korea, we have Frontline to End FGM, we have Global Media Campaign, we have Tunaweza Empowerment, we have Safer Engage, we have World Division, we have Zinduka. There are so many, but I'll say, come, we need like all of you. Because at the end of the day, prosecution is not the solution. We want you to train this community, to talk to this community. If they can be coerced, even in teaching, I am a teacher by profession, even coercion is a form of teaching. Even using cajole and jokes is a form of teaching. If you can talk to them, and you see, me going to talk to an old man in Korea, telling him to stop FGM, he call me, they call us here Musagane, and that name sounds romantic to me. It is just okay. To go and tell them to stop FGM, to be like, oh, Musagane anasema nini. But if we have the people who are from this community telling them, tatiga, wachana na hii tohara ya mtoto wa kike, they will listen. And we save a lot of problems. We save a very high percentage of the community by stopping FGM through diplomacy, through talking, through training, through advocacy, than through arrest and prosecution. I want all of us to know today that arrest and prosecution should only come in when all other aspects have failed or have been unable to work. Now we have 3 children in rescue centers. The parents are in prison for 3 years, even after when the rescue centers are closed, because we don't have permanent rescue centers. Where are these children supposed to go? To the police station? The police station is not safe for the children. In fact, we are not allowed to keep kids. We only have a child protection unit at the station during FGM period, and even now we have a child protection unit at the station. But we advocate to holding these children for the shortest time possible. Imagine holding a beautiful girl at the station who is 17 years and is well endowed. This is a girl that looks very beautiful. And if somebody doesn't ask for the age of this girl, he may not know the age. And that is when we get cases of police officers being prosecuted for defilement. Please, let us fight FGM at the grassroots level. Let us reach our community. Let us talk to our community. Let us help save each other. In saving each other, when the community is sensitized against FGM, my work is less, and the welfare of my police officers is also protected. Thank you.
Very well answered, Inspector. Okay, sir, that's really, it's also good to see what you also go through and what it means to you. But the question that I posed, of course, you've answered it well. If the police can work without campaigners, and one thing that has come out clearly is the government has the responsibility to stop FGM, to end FGM, and that's a really key point, that it's the mandate of the government to protect these children. The campaigners are supporting the work of the government. So we have to work together. It's important for us to work together. As we bring this to a close, I think safety cannot be underestimated, and the global media campaign is backing the Frontline Ending FGM caravan that cuts across Mauritania to Somalia, cutting across all the FGM practicing countries. And one thing that I'd like to ask is, what are some of the considerations looking at what you've worked on? And I mean, this one also goes to Domtila as well as Vincent. What should we consider in terms of security moving across, especially volatile areas, because not all places are safe? And maybe if you could just start off with you, Inspector, because I mean, that's your forte. What should we consider in terms of safety as frontline campaigners doing a caravan to highlight the work that campaigners are doing village to village from Mauritania to Somalia?
Thank you, Jeremy. I have information that you will be having a caravan across all the way from Mauritania to Kenya, or to where? To
Cuts
Somalia.
across to Somalia.
Up to Somalia, you will be passing through Kenya.
Yes.
That is a whole lot of countries. I think after I'm done talking, tell me how long the caravan will take. It just reminded me of long distance traders. They were called the Trans-Saharan traders. I'll say that safety is very key, that even moving just in Kenya, let me say moving just in West Pokot needs security, needs police. Moving in just in Kenya, like even the police officers, Vincent told you we were also victims of what happened in Marakwet. We thank God our officer was not badly injured and is recovering well. We are grateful at least he did not die. But it did not stop us from fighting FGM. We continue with the war. On safety and movement across the countries, I'll say that you are supposed to do an invitation, like you're supposed to do an information, do communication to all the commanders. And because this one will be like going through the whole country, in FGM we have more than 22 counties. In Kenya we have more than 22 counties performing FGM. Am I right?
22 hotspot counties, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, more than 22 counties. Now, if this is almost the whole country, because the counties do not fall under the same line. The counties are across the country. This means that you should do communication to the top police management, and also follow up to ensure the communication has been cascaded to the lower levels. If it were going to happen only in Kuria, I'll have said, or only in West Pokot, I'll have said, do communication to the area station commander so that he prepares his team to provide for you security. But you see, this is something that is very big. You may take it as your normal campaign that you do at the grassroots levels, but this one is a very big one. And I may say, heko, it is a good one. And it requires a lot of resources. Apart from you just giving out yourself and wanting to do it, it's a lot of commitment and sacrifice. I said we are helping the government implement its agenda, communicate to the government, let information reach all the counties, all the areas will be passing by, so that they will prepare. There's something that we do at the station levels, at the county, at the sub-county levels that we prepare. That is an operation. For information, that is an operation. And we go to prepare officers, we go to prepare teams to take care, to watch over you people. And about big towns, you'll have again to do communication, let me say, to the traffic, because a caravan is large, isn't it?
Yep.
And what happens when a caravan is stopped in traffic for 3 hours? We don't want that.
Yeah.
They need to have to do this communication as early as possible to give the police and all the people involved time to prepare, to offer you security. Because at the end of the day, your security comes first. We don't want to lose you on line of helping another person. As you put your best foot forward, it is the duty of the government to take care of your security. just do communication, let all the people, all the office bearers know that you'll be doing this.
Yeah.
And let them help you, especially in those volatile areas. You'll need a larger amount of officers, and that will be working for longer hours. I don't know for how long will a caravan pass through an area, but I think it is a discussion that we can have some other time. But right now I'll say do communication, let all the people involved know, let them prepare their teams. As you prepare your teams, we also have to prepare our teams. We are in this together.
Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you very much. I think we bring this to a close with one last question to Domtila as well as Vincent. What's the parting shot? We've talked about working with duty bearers, and today we had someone who speaks not just from hearsay but from daily experiences. Your takeaway as well as your parting shot, starting off with Vincent.
Thank you so much, Jeremiah. It's been a very good conversation, and I want to appreciate everyone who has joined in, especially watching from Migori County, Kuria, and also their comment, everything. So my parting shot is that I still reiterate that ending FGM is a collective responsibility. It needs us all, and FGM is a violation of the rights of women and girls who are also human and equal to the society. So I want to actually say that there is more that needs to be done, especially to ensure that there is strengthened collaboration within, between the community whom frontline campaigners are part of, and also the police. But again, I want to say that we've seen a lot of collaboration at the grassroots, like Wekesa said, that when we collaborate and strengthen our collaboration and just do grassroots campaign, then we are going to continue achieving much. Since 2020, like Wekesa said, we've seen police arrest and act matters to do perpetration and FGM that has been happening. We've seen arrests since 2021, 22, and even in 2023, a case of a woman who had subjected 6 girls to cutting. And when we organized a press conference at the Kiancha Court, I remember we iterated our efforts, and even the police came out through and also the national government administrator through the deputy county commissioner to just reiterate the collaboration and also solidarity to ensure that we are going to stop further cases. And we saw in 2023 only those 6 girls were cut. I'm not saying only, even one statistic of FGM to be worried about, but for the first time in Kuria, we saw no FGM continued in other villages. It never spread because the police took their charge. The police also arrested, and even this woman has been subjected to 6 years, and also there are cases that are ongoing. So there is a greater role of partnership within campaigners, us, and also the community and even the police. But again, lastly, we need resources. As we move from conversation about FGM, we go directly and implement this at the grassroots. So we still need resources as frontline campaigners, and we know that only 5% of the donors funding are coming to the grassroots, to the frontline grassroots campaigners and organizations. So we still need more resources to ensure that we save guns and we see FGM to be a history in Kenya, in Africa, and in the world. Thank you.
Thank you, Vincent. Sorry, we lost you a little bit while you're having your last words, but really, I think it's clear to us that there's a key role between there's a key role that the police officers, duty bearers, as well as campaigners play, and also in terms of what do we need to continue. Domtila, your not final, but your parting shots. Sorry.
Yes, so mine would be very brief. I will say that we should look at each other as people of goodwill. Our interest is to protect our daughters, our sisters from these damaging or this harmful practice.
Yeah.
And we should not at any point think that the people who are actually committing their lives and putting all their energies and time to stopping FGM are in for a different agenda. So we come from these communities. We speak the language of our communities. Some of us are survivors of FGM, and we should not be mistaken that we are here because we are benefiting in any way or the other.
Yeah.
It is because we really want a society that women can thrive. So if I do this and if Vincent is doing this, we are doing this because we have been enlightened and we have seen what FGM does to the girls and women of our communities. And the best thing we can do is just to join forces and to speak with one voice. And I really want to commend and really respect. Ningekuwa najua kupiga saluti, I would have done that to Inspector. But I don't want to embarrass myself, but you've spoken so well, and I am so honored to have shared a platform with you, Inspector. And I really hope that the rest of our officers can join you in that mission. And I'm praying, if I had any level of influence, I would have influenced you to come to West Pokot. But let me put that in prayers. But I want to thank you also, Jeremiah Kipainoi, for creating this platform for people to share. And I think that the conversation on FGM needs to be an ongoing conversation. It's not a one-off conversation. We need to take this conversation across all platforms, because just like my brother has put it, this is a collective, this is everybody's responsibility. And until next time, thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Domtila. I think it's fair to say we don't have much more to say. Inspector Kesa, I know you had said a few words, but it would be respectful as well and important for you to just, if you have anything else you'd like to add to this conversation, this is the time. If you have any parting shots.
Thank you very much, everyone, for the panelists. It was nice sharing the platform with you. Thank you, Jeremy, for hosting us. The people that have joined the conversation, thank you for being here. We appreciate you. I want to end this by appreciating the people that I work with. I'll start with junior officers that work under me that really are part of my dream and part of my agenda, that they will support me. They don't take 2 words from me. A word is enough, and they will respond. I appreciate you people from Kehancha Police Station, Isbania Police Station, Mabera, and I appreciate all the other officers that I've mentored from other stations like Ntimaru, Kegonga, Uriri, Kamagambo, Rongo, Migori. I appreciate you very much. There is another senior officer that is coming into this so deep, and I am so honored and so humbled by the energy that the OCS Masara is coming up with. I'll let you know that there's someone coming here very hot. She's so new, so if I leave the space will be good. I want to appreciate my bosses for having faith in me. I started appreciating the Sub-County Commander Kuria West and the County Commander Migori. Me and the County Commander Migori have not interacted so much. He just got my story and trusted in me, and he allows me represent him in very big platform. I am honored. I want to appreciate everyone that is in this. It is not a game, it is a fight, and warriors don't sleep. Thank you very much.
It's not a game, it's a fight, and warriors don't sleep. I think we close on that note. Thank you very much. This has been the Frontline Ending FGM, all the way from here in Nairobi. Today we had 3 head of state commendation guests. Really honored to have you, Vincent Muita from Migori Courier, Tunaweza Empowerment, Domtila Chisang from West Pokot, of course, also Inspector Wekesa from Kehancha. Thank you very much, all the way from Migori. I'll have to say goodbye for now. Really do appreciate that he held on. We initially had some technical hitches, but I think we've settled that one down. Let's keep going, and we will be back again. This has been the Frontline Ending FGM Live. I'll see you next time. My name is Jeremiah Kipainoi. I come from the Global Media Campaign to End FGM, working and backing the Frontline Ending FGM across 15 African countries. Goodbye for now. I'll see you next time.